With the release of the new set Space-Time Smackdown in Pokemon Pocket, a lot of the old meta decks are now considered outdated. However, I will say that there are a handful of them that can compete with some of the new cards, and I want to talk about that in this video. Alright, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon TCG Pocket video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. Alright, so with the release of Space-Time Smackdown, there is a lot of really good cards now in the Pocket scene, and some of these cards are incredibly powerful, but they're also incredibly difficult to get. There are going to be EX cards that are going to be essential for some of the top decks, and for a lot of people who are not spending a whole bunch of money in this game, they're going to not have access to some of these cards, at least for a little bit of time. So I want to talk about some of the decks from the previous sets, which a lot of players may already have built out, that I will say are still going to be competitive within the battling scene. Sure, they're not going to be as good as some of the new meta decks, like Darkrai EX and Palkia EX are very powerful cards, but I will say that there are certain decks that are still going to be worth building out if you do have the cards for them. And yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show off. There's been a couple of decks that I've been using lately in order to get a bunch of wins for this new event that we have, where we have to get a whole bunch of wins. This is not the 5 consecutive wins emblem event, which I'm actually already dreading at this point because of all of the new cards and all of the new decks that players are using. Like, some of the whales are just killing it right now. They're just crushing it with some of these new powerful cards. And yeah, I did not spend any money in this game as of yet, so I still do not have some of those very powerful cards. I'm still rocking with all the old cards, but yeah, eventually I plan to get some of those EX decks, and hopefully I'll be able to also crush it within the battling scene, and I'll be able to get my 5 wins, hopefully. But yeah, in any case, yeah, let's talk about some decks that are still viable. Well, actually, before I jump into that, let me tell you about a milestone that I recently hit. Yep, there you can see it. I finally got my Mew, my full art immersive Mew. This card is amazing. Let's actually take a look at it. So this card is something you can get from completing a secret mission. I think a lot of players at this point are fully aware of it. And why is the actual immersive effect not working? What the heck is going on here? Try tapping and holding onto the card. That's exactly what I'm doing. What is going on here? Well, anyway, yeah, it does have a immersive... Oh, there we go. It does have an immersive animation. There we go. You can see it right here. Yeah, this card requires you to catch every single Kanto card from the Apex series. So yeah, once I was able to do that, I finally got myself this Mew card, and that essentially allows me to retire opening up any packs from the Apex series. Like, yeah, I still want to get the gold crown rarity Pikachu EX card. That's the one that I'm really missing. But yeah, I have the Mewtwo and the Charizard and a whole bunch of the full arts, so I just feel like I'm pretty much done with the Apex set. But yeah, in any case, let's talk about decks that actually still work. The obvious one that I think a lot of players are going to groan when they see it, it's going to be the Celebi EX deck. Yeah, this deck is very powerful. It's still going to be really good. And the reason why I say that is because of course, Celebi being a really hard counter to Darkrai EX. Now, this is basically the net deck version. There's very few iterations, like very few changes that I made. It's actually just one change. So this is the one that has Delmise in it, but I took Delmise out and actually added Pokemon Communication. This card is really powerful. I really like this card. It has actually saved a lot of matches for me, because when I use this card, like, let's say I'm missing, let's say Servine, like I have a Snivy, but I also have a Superior in my hand, but I do not have a Servine, and let's say I have an extra Snivy in my hand, or maybe even an extra Superior. Well, I could use Pokemon Communication and actually have a chance at pulling a Servine from my deck. So yeah, it's a very powerful card, and it's actually one of the cards that is pretty easy to get. You could just craft it with the booster points. So yeah, that is one deck that I am using. Unfortunately, I actually have a thing against this deck. It was such a cheese deck within the Mythical Island set that I almost refused to build that deck. Like, I had all the cards to build it, I just did not want to play it. It just felt like such an boring strategy. But yeah, that is a deck that is right now very viable because of it being a hard counter to Darkrai EX. Now, if you want to talk about counters, of course, we gotta also mention Palkia EX. That is another very powerful card that a lot of players are using. This is a deck that I've been having a lot of success with. This is, of course, an S-tier deck. It's basically Pikachu EX, not the Raichu variant, and this is the one that I've been using whenever I come across Palkia EX decks, because the main reason is because I want to get rid of Manaphy as soon as possible. That is the card that unlocks the power of Palkia EX, and the best way to get rid of it really quickly is with a lot of speedy electric types. So that is the reason why I feel like this deck is still viable. Very few changes you need to make. I say that this is basically the net deck version of it. You could just go with this deck right here. You do not have to add Cyrus. I did see some versions of it with Cyrus in it, but yeah, this is going to be quite balanced and it's going to work out pretty well. And then a third deck, which is not necessarily an S-tier deck, but it's a deck that I actually found to be very successful in the current meta, is actually going to be the Druddigon Dragonite combo. This deck is actually pretty good. Druddigon is still a viable Pokemon, and you could add one card, actually a playset of a new card. It's going to be the Pokemon Tool Giant Cape. This adds a little bit of health to your Druddigon, so you could last a little bit longer so that you could have your Dragonite set up. But as soon as you do have a Dragonite set up, you could pretty much just one-shot all of their Pokemon. It's actually really good. So yeah, let's actually jump into a battle. I'm actually going to use my Dragonite deck. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind is anytime there is a new set, the heavy spenders are definitely going to have an advantage. There's not going to be a 100% win rate deck. That's the very nature of this game. But at least with these three decks, if you have the cards to build them, you're going to find some success and you will be able to get that gold emblem. But yeah, with this dragon deck, I will say it has been kind of like the most consistent for me. At least if I can get a Druddigon in my opening hand, which I did not. So I'm already at risk of losing out really early. Oh boy, so you can see right here, we see Manaphy in this deck, so you know what they're going to be going for. This version actually has a Mew EX in it, which I think is actually very interesting. I think that could actually work. But I'm really hoping I could get a Druddigon right now. Pokeball and Dragonite is definitely not it, but Pokeball might produce it. Yep, there you go. And this is basically all you have to do. Even though they have Manaphy, it's totally okay. Even if they get set up, it's really going to depend on how fast I can get my Dratini to Dragonite and have that fully set up. And the fact that I went second, which is something that I feel like is so OP. I'm actually going to do this. If you can go second with this deck, you're already at a huge advantage because you will want to attack with your hardest hitting attack before they do. And yeah, now they're going to probably put a water energy on their Manaphy. They're probably going to pull out a Palkia EX from their deck, which is just disgusting. Nope, it's going to be a second Manaphy, and yeah, it's almost predictable what they're going to do. But yeah, as of right now, it's going to depend on me setting up my Dragonite, and really all you have to do is try to get at least one Draco Meteor off, and you will be gravy. But it's really going to depend on my draw, because if I do not get a Dragonair within the next 2 turns, and if I do not get a Water Energy, I'm pretty much going to be screwed. It's going to be really hard for me to come back from that. But it looks like they're going to bust out Mew EX really quickly. That's very interesting. Oh, they're going to use Dawn. Okay. Already they're going to... they're already set up, so I'm kind of screwed here. Oh boy, I really do not know what I could do here. Okay, I could stall out with my second Dratini. Unfortunately, that means I'm going to be 2 points behind, but again, all you need to do is one Draco Meteor. That essentially allows you... Oh gosh, yep, there's Palkia EX. Alright, so we're already in trouble. This is already looking really ugly. Oh boy. But yeah, that's the nature of this game. It's just pure luck. It's pure RNG. You can have one of the strongest decks in the game, but if you're not drawing correctly, if you do not have the best opening hand, it's going to be really difficult for you to win, no matter how good your deck is. Oh boy. Okay, so this is actually pretty good because we know there's going to be one last basic Pokemon in this deck, and we only have 7 cards left, so that means my chances of getting myself a Dragonair is pretty high at this point, hopefully. But yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring out Druddigon to try to last in battle just a little bit longer. But now we're essentially at a point where we need to get that Dragonair. Oh boy, I'm starting to get really nervous here. If we do not pull this Dragonair, probably in the next hand, I think at this point, I can't keep going. I'm going to have to concede. But yeah, that's essentially, you know, it feels like every time that I start recording, I have the worst battle luck, that I just don't get the cards that I need. Just feels like it just constantly happens that way. Alright, Dragonite, oh boy. Alright, well, we'll give it one more turn. I feel like at this point it's a little too late, because they're going to have their Palkia EX set up. They're going to have a lot of health on the field, so Draco Meteor is going to have a very slim chance at actually dealing the kind of damage that we need it to deal. Oh boy, here we go. It's probably going to... Okay, Giant Cape. Alright, interesting. Oh yeah, okay. Very curious what they're going to do. Okay, there's Dawn. It's going to move all the water energy to Palkia EX. And now we're kind of forced to... Oh yeah, I feel like we're done at this point. Yeah, we're done at this point. I can't see how we can do this. Oh man, what a shame. But yeah, that's the nature of these decks. It's still pure luck. I mean, at this point, it's pretty much GG, even if I have drag. Oh my god, yeah. Alright, well that's it. But yeah, unfortunately, that was kind of not the most ideal run. But just trust me on this. I will say that these decks are still quite successful. They can still work. Actually, real quick, let's see if I could get a quick battle in with another deck. Celebi EX. This is such a dirty deck to play. I really do not like this deck. It is incredibly powerful, and it's a great way to win very easily and very early. But yeah, it's such a dirty deck. But it's still very viable right now. So if you happen to have yourself all the cards for this deck, it might be worth trying. The Dragonite deck is obviously probably my most consistent deck. Oh, they're actually running the same thing. But yeah, you can see right here, I got the full line for Superior, but I do not have the key card that I need, which is, of course, Celebi EX. Once again, it's just really bad luck on the draws. Oh, boy, boy, boy. Yeah, let's see if I can pull a Celebi EX and just kind of save this game. Oh, boy, it's already looking bad. Oh, boy. Yeah, this is not looking good. Come on, let's see. Celebi EX? Oh no. Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, this is not looking good. Not looking good at all. Oh boy. I do not like where this is going. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I'll just let this play out. But you can see they're using a Celebi EX deck, and they're actually having a lot of success because they drew the right cards for their first hand. So yeah, there you go. That kind of supports my argument, but I'm just going to concede this because there's no way I'm going to catch up to this in a mirror matchup. But yeah, there you go. These are decks. It's kind of funny that the point of this video was to tell you about decks that are currently still really good within battles with the new meta, and yet I showed 2 losing matches with the decks that I was talking about. But trust me on this, these decks are still pretty good. Naturally, with this game, like, you're gonna lose out on some of your matches. Just so happens to be the 2 matches that I want to show, but yeah, I will say that these decks are still really good. I'm still able to get at least about a 75% win rate with these decks. So definitely try them out. They're still worth using, I will say. And if you happen to have the meta decks with Palkia EX and Darkrai EX, those are definitely the cards that you will want to be using right now because of just how powerful they are. But yeah, there you go, everyone. This is my video on what currently still works within Pokemon Pocket. Oh my gosh, that's so funny that for this video I ended up losing the matches that, yeah. Well anyway, yeah, there you go. Good luck on your battles. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a lot better luck than I did. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video and hope you enjoyed these decks. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. Jinsula와 함께해.